Okay, let's just begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Cecconoid night tonight. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you can all hear me. Hope the music isn't too loud or too quiet. And praise be the spiral. I'm going to praise it every time because otherwise it's going to get me. I'm just going to jump straight in. So tonight we're doing the. Let me add points to everybody. Multiplexer. So I think the last time we left off was 2 weeks ago on this, and I was having some issues with the multiplexer, so just gonna go through that again, remind myself, remind myself what the issue was, and see what we can do. So there's all your points. Oh, I've got to do it the other way around. I can't say. I think I know by now. There you go. Start your races for you. There you go. PlayStation to begin with. I think PlayStation is the worst one. There's some really weird games on PlayStation. Let's close all the Steam windows. Close Origin down. Everything else I need. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, God, I can't remember the name of it now. Yeah, it's something like Lost in Time or something. What? Oh fuck, Bugs Bunny. Bunny Lost in Time. No, I can't remember. Unbandit 2006. So what are you doing to a C64? Well, I'll show you. Oh, it was Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. Nice. Hi, Judge Dave. Gaz, hi all. First time catching the live stream after spending the last week or so watching the back catalogue. Wow, you've done well to watch the back catalogue because it is huge. Hopefully this loads. There we go. So this was a game that came out on the Switch and on mobile and on desktop over the last 2 years, various different platforms. I'm just doing a Commodore 64 version, basically. That's what I'm up to. There we go. Can we have bigger text, please? You may. There you go. So, I mean, this laser doesn't do anything yet. That's fine. It's this bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it's showing 11 sprites, but I was having some issues. Is that 11? Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 it's showing. So that kind of might be right, actually. Maybe I did fix it at the end. Okay, let's have a look. I can't remember. It's been 2 weeks since we touched it, so let's have a look. Game. It's going to be in sprites. Swarm. Here we go. Okay, so it's saying the max swarm here is 14. So, and I'm only seeing 12 in the swarm. So that's one problem straight away. Yeah, only Freak Twist Fanta, unfortunately. It's nice though. I'm trying to be good and not overdo it. But yeah, this is what I'm creating on this stream for Gaz, who asked before. So this is a Switch game originally. Well, actually, it's a desktop game originally, but it's been ported to lots of different platforms. So I'm just doing a C64 port of it. Anyway, I can fly around there all day, but that's not going to solve my issues. Okay, so the good news is it seems like the multiplexer is doing its job because we've got 12 sprites there, plus the one for the player. So there's 13 sprites on the screen here, but the question is it enough? I feel like I had to fix something last time. Variables, constants. Okay, maximum multiplex sprites 14, but this is in hex, so that's actually 20. First free sprite of 4. So that gives us 16 sprites basically to do what we want. And I'm only seeing 12 on screen, even though max swarm is on 14 here. And all the max swarm is doing is just setting up this initial spiral. I spent 5 hours in A&E today. Oh God, I couldn't stand. I wouldn't want to be in a hospital right now. Worst place. I can't imagine a worse place. Doncaster, yeah, you're right. That would be a worse place to be. Okay, I take it back. I can't think of a worse place. All right, let's just up the amount to 16 and see if it makes any difference at all. So I don't know if you can see them here. There's like a little triangle of dots. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Even though it said 14. So I want to see what happens if I up it to 16. Do I get more? Let's find out. I think I'm going to be moving next year. I kind of wanted to do it this year, but with the pandemic and everything, I really don't fancy house hunting. So I'm going to do it next year. Uh, yeah, see, look, it's completely broken at this. Oh, yeah, see, it does weird things. Um, yeah, I want a place that's a little bit bigger, and cheaper. It's pretty expensive. Hey, monsters, hope you're doing well. Where to? I don't know yet. Not. This is the other thing as well. I kind of wanna. I want to see what happens with the pandemic and the working from home situation because I mean I'm sure most people working in an office are getting similar sort of things. We're getting kind of told at work that working from home is going to be a kind of new normal, at least on a temporary, not temporary, on a part-time basis. So actually, the days of commuting 5 days into the office are gone, and in which case living close to the office doesn't necessarily have the same benefits anymore. Because one of the reasons I live close to the office is to cut down on travel costs and travel time. But if I only have to go into work, say once or twice a week, then I'm not gonna save an awful lot of money. Um, but getting a weekly ticket or anything, I'd be better off just finding a cheaper place to live. So Camden is expensive, um, so I don't know. I'm gonna see what happens. Okay, so I'm not sure why, but this is happening now. So I seem to have hit some kind of limit, but I'm not sure why. So let's load this up in the debugger and see what's going on. Yeah, the market. Yeah, well, to be honest, it's fairly decent anyway. The market, even for the locals, um, there is a lot of tat in there as well. But there's some nice places it's nice places to get food. Some nice shops in there as well. Um, but yeah, it is. There is an awful lot of Camden, which is just tailor made for tourists. Hang on, one knocks on my door. Hey, Amok. Thank you for the bits. Appreciated. Cheers with my Fanta twist. Hope you're doing well. counting the pandemic. Yeah, that's the other reason is I want to be sure what's going to happen both with my job. I want to feel safe while I'm house hunting as well. I really don't fancy kind of viewing houses at the moment. So um, why is this not loading? Okay, but I want to get a slightly bigger place because this isn't big enough. It's only 2 bedrooms. I want to get a 3 bedroom place, so I've got more room for stuff. And there's certainly no reason I can't get I can't get a bigger place for less money further out from London. It's just where I am is expensive. Yeah, more pewters. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Where's my load? Gone past it when there we go. It's a cartridge. There we go. So something is going on with the debugger, with the blah, 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 with the multiplexer, but I'm not sure what. Okay. See on here you can see the multiplexer doing its job perfectly. The line is being multiplexed down the screen perfectly. And we've got, yeah, I mean it's doing its job absolutely perfectly. If I move down the screen, yeah, because this one doesn't affect it, but this one is the problem. As it gets to this point and then it just turns everything off. So 6, 7, 8. Is it just a number on a line? Maybe there's too many on a line here. No, it shouldn't be, because it should draw all of those, but then when it gets to here, something makes it stop drawing and turns everything to off, basically, or off screen. And the player moves over and everything. So there's something weird going on in the list. Okay, so in that case, let's start looking through the multiplexer output and see if we can figure out where that's going on. Mega 65 is now too important to share a room. Yeah. Yeah, give the Mega 65 a dedicated room, yeah. I want to separate my kind of workbench area from my stream area. So I want my stream area and my workbench area to be kind of separated. And they're not at the moment, so and then I can have more like my stream area can have all the computers, and I can set all of these up properly, and the ones in boxes as well. So I've got stuff up there and in boxes up there. Is bedroom tax still a thing? Yeah, I'm not sure actually. How does that work though? Would I have to pay that? Oh my god, what is going on here? All right, let's find out where the multiplexer is storing data. Write it down on here and do some debugging. We've been asked before, but are you going to get a Commander X16? No, it doesn't interest me at all. I will probably experiment a little bit with the Commander X16, but I will do it through the Mega 65. I'm not gonna buy a Commander X16. It's, in my opinion, a waste of money. Really, I can emulate it on a. Well, I can actually probably run the core on the Mega 65 anyway. The Commander X16 is a Commander X16 and nothing else. It can't do anything else. So for me, it's an investment I don't want to make, and I actually think it's not as good as the Mega 65 as well. So So for me, I'll stick to the Mega 65 and like use the ZX and X core on the Mega 65 and use the Commander X16 core on it when they come out eventually. They will come out eventually. Identifies two people in need two rooms. Okay, so the multiplexer is here. I think it does store some stuff in zero page. So let me get the zero page on this list here. Yeah, so the actual sort indexes are, oh god, they're in a really awkward place. Oh, it tells me here actually. Okay, Sprite Indexes. Let's look. Uh, does it? It doesn't actually. It doesn't tell me at all. Oh yeah, it does. There we go. 6C. Okay. So zero page sprite indexes start at 6C. So this will tell us what order the sprites are in. So we're going to use this page because this screen, because this screen is perfect for it. Um, okay, so that's here. So the sprite order is 0, 1, 10, 11. Now 0, 1, 10, 11, the first four are the I mean that's 10, 11 are probably going to stay the same when I exit this screen. Let's check. Oh no, they don't actually. Um, oh, it's because they are still sorted, but the first two should never be sorted. So 0 and 1 will always be 0 and 1. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe they do need sorting as well. Okay, anyway. One of the shift plus function keys shows the sprite outlines properly. What do you mean? I've already got the outlines on. Or is there like another type of outline for them? Oh, you mean in this bit here? Are you a programmer by trade or self-taught? I am a programmer by, well, I used to be a programmer by trade, but I was self-taught. I self-taught myself and then got a job programming. Now I don't do programming as my job. I do cybersecurity now, applications like pen testing stuff. So what I need to know is what happens at this point. Something happens at this point between B7 and B8 line. All the sprites suddenly move elsewhere. Okay. Well, we've got the order here, so I'm going to write down this order and then I'm going to go through and have a look. So just very quickly write this down. 0, 1, on 0, 1, 1. And then F8, 9, 7, 12, 4, 6, 8, and the last lot is E, 5, B, D, C, 3, O2, O3. Okay, so that's all sprites accounted for. So now what I want to do is I want to go and have a look to see the Y positions of these sprites, if there's anything odd about the Y ordering of these sprites, because they should be in Y position order. There's two things we need to look at. First, we're going to look at the Y position. So this one here, which says it's at 4403, but I will double check that in a second. Probably still is actually. I don't think I've changed anything. So I was obviously working through this last time. And the other thing is this raster. So raster is either going to be 0 or I think it's either 0 or -1. I can't remember which one it is, which says that there is no raster attached to this. So that it's just to use the previous sprites raster, or there'll be a raster position, at which point it should be this sprite should be triggered and drawn, and any subsequent thing. It's basically my way of calculating ahead of time the raster positions, basically. Let me just switch over my Windows onto. Oh God! Oh, got some echo from the thing. Then don't know if you heard that. Not very pleasant. Workshop chimp who fixes PC hard and hits things very hard with a lump power till I work. Yeah, I like to work on PC stuff as well. So I build my own PCs and water cool them and do stuff. Like my latest crazy thing has got the PS4 Pro built in and an Xbox Series S built into it as well. All water cooled. It's very pleasing to do that sort of stuff. I think it might be in my profile actually already. I'm sure it is actually. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. I have to put a picture back in there at some point. It's this humongous fridge shaped thing. It's about the size of a medium sized beer fridge. Okay, let's go and have a look at those locations. I need to just double check that those are actually the right locations. So I'm just going to check for 4403 and just see. Yeah, okay, so it is definitely using the same locations. I mean, it should do. I haven't changed any of the code since last time. So, okay, so now I've got those. Just stop that so it's not. Okay, okay, so this is Y position. So we've got FF. So I believe a position of FF is, I mean, FF is down here, which is why we see the sprites down here. But it also means that it kind of gets forced to the end of the multiplex sorting, and so doesn't kind of count in the sort properly. So then the player is at 7D. So if I move the player around, we should see that value change. Okay, cool. So those two sprites don't change. They're always 0 and 1. That's not going to change as we go along. Hey, create ID. So what's important now is the last ones here. So Sprite 2 and Sprite 3 are reserved. They're reserved for player-based things. So if we ever need to do anything with sprites for the player, they're reserved there. So that's why these are on FF. So they're also down here. And then we get this one here, 96. So the first sprite's actually F. So that is going to be this one here. So I'm just going to write down the Y positions, see if there's any that are out of order. So 6F, although that would imply here, but that doesn't seem right. So, oh, mind you, yeah, that probably is 6F. Let me put it on. Well, no, it's not actually. It's 5A. Hang on, this is 0. Then this is. Oh no, sorry, this is 4403. So this is 0, which makes this 8, which makes this 10. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm using the wrong ones. Okay, because they're at the bottom. Okay, yeah, so 10. So 5A is the first one. Okay, 5A. 1 is 6A, which would be this one here. Yeah, so this is kind of making sense so far. 6F. And then 8 is going to be 4403. It's going to be this one here, 82. So that would be this one here. Yeah, and we can see a new one appears. Okay, so and then if I go down here, yeah, so the ordering is working now because that's something I fixed last time. The ordering was wrong. 7 would be 8B. Yeah, and then 12. 5. Yeah, this is looking all right. I don't see any serious issues with this. Hey, Sean, how you doing? 5, 12, 4. Okay, 4 is this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 6. Yeah, I mean, so far the sorting seems to be working, so it's going to be something else. 6A. Okay, so if that's 0, that's 8. That's 8. Yeah, that's 6. There's a few on 9, 6. E, A, B, C, D, E. Another one on 9, 6. Yeah. Okay, 4, 6, 8, E, 5. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I feel like we skipped some there. Oh no, 4 was already in there, which is this one. 6. Oh yeah, 6 is already in as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 9, 9. B, 8. A, B, A, E. Yeah, these are all fine. I think there's because by this point now, I should be seeing a sprite. That one there. You see, it doesn't appear until I go past it. Ah, see how this sprite doesn't appear until I go past? See the rest line here? Now the sprite appears, but at this point, it would be too late to display this sprite. So I think that's an issue with the number of sprites on a line, but it still doesn't explain why these are disappearing. So they all disappear at this point. So let's go and have a look at the raster splits because they look absolutely fine. I don't see any issues with those. AE, yeah, the numbers match up and everything. Cool. Okay, in that case, let's take a look at these ones here then. 443F. Now this is our actual this is where the raster splits happen. So I think a value of 0 means there is no raster split for this particular sprite. Okay, so 0 means this is 8, this means this is 10. So the very first set of sprites have a raster line of 1, so that will be for the first 8 sprites or so. So that's fine there. So I would expect this to be 1, next one to be 1, yes, and then F8, 9, 7. So F, yep, 8, yep, 9, 7. Yeah, okay. So it's drawing 6 sprites on the first raster line. So 10, 11, 12. And then there's a raster line at 73. So let's have a look. So the next line here. I'm not seeing any sprite change though. But might add some padding before it draws this one. So this is 1, 0, 1, 2. So 1, 2 is that one there. And that is 9, 6. Apparently, yeah. Okay, that looks fine as well. Okay, cool. So 7, 3 is the next raster line. I was quick on the. It seemed quick anyway. I never did the quiz start. Maybe I need a sound for the quiz starting. So I'm finally caught up with WandaVision now. I watched that the other night. And now I'm kind of looking forward to the next episode. And for me, it's interesting because I don't care for the Avengers at all. I've seen none of the Avenger films, and I never will. So, it's a much more interesting kind of show for me because I don't really I don't really understand some of what's going on, like the backstory, and there is a little bit. I think there's a little bit of kind of um, there's a little bit of kind of thinking that you should already know a little bit about the Avengers story. So I don't really know some of what's going on. Like I don't know the history of Wanda or the history of Vision at all, but I'm really enjoying the show just because it's a cool concept. I like it. I love the way it's filmed. I love the kind of the progressive, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Uh, it's cool. And then I think you haven't seen any Avengers and I'm enjoying. Yeah, it's. I think it stands alone quite well. I think. I was worried that not knowing any of the Avengers stuff that I would struggle with it, but then there's a few little bits where it's assumed you will know things, but they do kind of repeat some things as well. So, and I know little bits from like crap that people have told me. So I know a little bit about Thanos, and I know about the whatever it was, the like 50-50% of the, you know. So I know little things about it here and there. So but I'm glad I'm enjoying it anyway. The kids seen them all individually, still working on Infinity Saga series cut into chronological order. I wish I could get it. I'm not a fan at all of superhero films. I don't know why. I can't get on with them. Deadpool I like because it's comedy, but um same with Kick Ass as well. I enjoy Kick Ass because it's kind of comedy as well. But um I don't really enjoy Batman, Spider Man, Superman. Um I enjoyed the old Superman films, but all these new Marvel things, I can't get on with them at all. But yeah, Deadpool's brilliant. Deadpool's good because it's funny. That's what's good about it. Right, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's go back to so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 81. Okay, so that's good. 88. Okay, so it is doing a separate raster for each one. Could just be a padding issue as well, I guess. Um, 876, yeah. Hmm. 8, 8, 9B. But I want to see what there's something weird going on. I see lots of AEs here. I'm wondering if that's the point, actually. Let's have a look. No. Seems to be after AE. I agree with what Shannon just said. I feel exactly the same. Trekkie bashes Marvel franchise next on BBC. Yeah. I mean I like Star Trek, but I wouldn't call myself a Trekkie. Well, I don't know. Maybe because I kind of got annoyed with some of the newer series and stuff. But I'm just kind of tired of the um whole superhero thing. It's gone on far too long. Um, and it's kind of I'm getting bored of every other movie that comes out in the cinema being a superhero movie. I mean, they're money makers, so that's why they do it, I guess. But it's just not my thing at all. Uh, right, where's this? Okay, so 9B, yeah, okay, 9B, that one there. A B C D E 9B there as well. Oh wait, should there be multiple with the same? Doesn't matter anyway because it's not at that point. That could explain why one is missing around here somewhere. No, it's not though. So okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because these values are not going to change. And I don't see anything in this list here that's around that range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some border color changes into the multiplexer to see if we can see what's happening actually when things trigger. So what I want is this bit here, I guess, when the next sprite split is, yes, this bit. Draw sprites up to the next raster. That's what I'm interested in. Hopefully this, yeah, hopefully this will work. Let's give it a try. Is that Polly put the kettle on? Oh my god. Even if not the best movie, I like Venom a lot. I think part of my problem is I was never really into the comic books either. So for me, they don't really I don't really have any kind of connection to them as such. The only superheroes I really have a connection to are the ones I used to watch when I was really young. So like the original Hulk and Spider Man and Superman sort of things. And even Batman. I don't remember watching the original Batman films when I was younger, but I certainly watched the TV show. Um, Smallville. I did enjoy Smallville. Yeah, Smallville was very good. But again, Smallville was. I mean, it was about him being Superman, but it was kind of it was more like a Buffy kind of show sort of thing. Um, than anything else. It wasn't just a superhero thing. It was more like a yeah. Look, there's something weird going. Okay, so first of all, there's some weird stuff going on with the sprites at this point. You see how some disappear, some appear. So I'm going to try changing some of the padding values. I may have to rewrite this multiplayer. So I did rip it out of something. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well this is working anymore. So let's just try because I mean this multiplex I wrote 2 or 3 years ago now. So and it's been ripped out and put in and ripped out and put in so many things. I feel like I just want to want to redo it at some point. Hey, old school coder. Right strike killed heroes. Yeah, it did. And it's a shame as well because I feel like the last season of Heroes was a real mess because of that writer strike, and it didn't really. It just such a shame. I really enjoyed Heroes as well. Okay, so we've definitely got more lines. We had one here. We had two. Okay, so we're not getting the flashing anymore, so that's good. But we're still getting the missing thing down here, and it's happening midway through this raster here. So something, and you can see how long it's taking. It's taken a long time to deal with this raster. So it's definitely something going on in the last one. So because the only place that's happening that color change is here. So it's this draw sprites up to next raster. This is what's drawing stuff now. Um, okay. So what we can do here, I guess, is we can find out where this is in the code. Hopefully, yeah, it's before that. So we can find out where this is and see if this is being called correctly as well. I wonder if these two should even be here anymore. I mean, it shouldn't matter. They should never get called, but actually, if I put something here that would reset the interesting. Hang on. Can't remember the reset vector. Can I remember the value at that location? So let's go and have a look. Oh, because I've got the kernel. Wait a minute. No, is it because I've got cartridge and it's blanked out? Hang on. Yeah, the reason I'm using it 3 times is because I'm only using 6 sprites. So, yeah, exactly what I'm trying to do at the moment is replace those last 2 just with something that will be obvious if it gets hit, and then that way I know if that's the problem if I'm reusing that one. It could very well be that that's the problem, that I'm using that when I shouldn't be. But first of all, what I want to do is I just want to see what happens if I go to 8,000. Nothing, it just crashes. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it anyway. Just to see if if I've accidentally left something in, which is jumping to these, and then if this doesn't work, I'm going to go back and work my way through this. No, not that one. This one here. No, where is it? Oh no, it will be that one. Hang on, jump table. Yeah, it's this basically. It's going to jump into this loop somewhere, but it will keep doing this loop over and over again until something tells it to break out of this, until it hits this basically. So it could just be this comparison is breaking at some point, um, which would kind of make sense compared to raster lines. Um, but we'll check that. Or this one is where the maximum number of multiplex sprites as well. Oh, actually, it's that being set. Okay. Oh yeah, because I had a dynamic value in, so I could change that value on the fly. What the hell? Oh, Bounder. This is a great game. My back's still not right now. I don't know what I've done. This is a new episode of One Division tomorrow, isn't there? I'm kind of looking forward to that. I want to see what's happening. It's starting to get really interesting there. Funny thing is, when I first started watching it, I just was like, what the hell is this? Like the first episode, you don't really know what's going on at all because I knew nothing about the Avengers. The only thing I knew was that it was made by Marvel. Oh, it's the last one. Damn it. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, so because I didn't know who Vision was, I didn't know who Wanda was. To me, it didn't make any sense. I just thought it was an invention they'd made just for. You see what is going on there? I can see myself over there. I thought it was something they just invented for this particular show. I didn't know there were characters in the Avengers. So when I watched the first episode and it was set in the 50s, I didn't quite understand what was going on at all. And then in the second episode, you start to get some weird clues about things that are going on, and you realize that it's not as straightforward as it seems. And then it started kind of, and then the third episode, you really start to realize, okay, this is not normal. Very nicely made, though. Okay. So yeah, something is destroying D010 here, and I'm assuming it's doing the same with these as well. But it's not that. It's not those values here, so I can actually get rid of those, which is good. So this is where D010 is affected. So let's work out. I think it should be exiting here, but it's not. It's carrying on when it shouldn't be doing. So what are the checks that are happening? So the check, first of all, we check, have we reached the maximum number of multiplex sprites? The hybrid is corrupting. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about now. Yeah. So what's happening is this part of the loop, which I'm looking at now, is getting to this bit when it shouldn't. It should be exiting. This RTS should be getting called, and it's not doing. So what we're seeing in the debugger, if I can launch the debugger, do it manually. My technical term boofed was helpful. Yeah. So what's happening is at a certain point down the screen, it's drawn everything it needs to draw, and it should be exiting. So you'll see if I move my cursor to where the split happens, you see them disappear, but you'll notice that at that point the last sprites have been drawn. So this is all in the right position now. Everything's in the right position. So round about here. But then it carries on doing this loop, and unfortunately the loop destroys everything by doing this. So I need to figure out, and the reason it's doing that is because it's carrying on past the end of this sorted index, so it's getting some other values from the array. So, which would imply this is wrong actually, but it doesn't seem to be. Well, let's change that for a branch of carry, because if the value is more than that, then we need to exit as well. So it makes sense to use carry, not just not is equal. And then this bit will check the raster for the sprite that we're about to draw, and it will compare it to our current line. And if it's less than our current line, then we go and draw it. Otherwise, we exit this. I think it might be this bit here, you know. Max multiplex sprite. Okay, so the max multiplex sprite is this value in here. No, sorry. Let's open several things. So it's this value here. So the V version of it is just one that we can change. Really? That's such a common phrase in UK coders. What is Sprite D010 table? Okay, yeah. So the sprites also work out ahead of time where they should be. The problem is, I think it's doing too many. So if we look at the swarm, there's 16 here. The maximum number of sprites is 20. So let's see what we've got on the screen. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Plus 18 down here. I think it's just I think it's going too far. I think if I turn that up to like 20, it'll be slower, but I think it might work. I think I've just got too many sprites going. That's the problem. And this is why I wanted to have the variable multiplexer length. So you could set it for per screen. So yeah, see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But we're still missing some. It's not showing them all. I think there's a problem with numbers on a line at some point. We see we're not getting issues now. Okay. Okay, this can work. This can work. So let's try reducing that number. Let's see where, because I want this number to be quite low. I don't want to have the sprite count too high, because I've got other things to do on other screens, which are going to really, really test the processing time. But with this in place, we can start looking at moving the sprites around and animating. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to animate. Oh, oh, what? How would changing that do that? What? That doesn't make any sense. Changing that value causes a crash. Let's try changing it again. Oh, do you know, I've had the most fun the past week or two with the Game Boy stuff. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but for some reason, I've really been enjoying the Game Boy. Okay, 1, 2, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I'm gonna set the maximum to 12 because for some reason it doesn't want to show 16 at all. So uh thank you for the follow. Nacho Man Randy Salad. I like that name. That's an awesome name. I'm not sure what it means or what it references, but it's kind of fun. Also, how did you know my password? Um, I think once I get these things moving around on the screen, it will look a bit different. Maybe I need to arrange them in a better format. I did them as a spiral. Oh, see what is going on with it? I don't know what's going on here. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Something really odd going on here, and I'm not sure what it is. Could it now actually be trying to jump to these? Okay, hang on. Let me do a check here. So oh, sprite indexes. Ah, we can check those. Okay, So let's see if I can make this. If I can make it crash again, I can check the sprite indexes. God, so much fun. Multiplexers are a nightmare. So I don't have this trouble with the last one I used, so I don't know why I'm having issues with it now. In fact, this is the one from Parasol Stars, and it works absolutely fine in Parasol Stars. I don't know what I've done to break it on here, but so hopefully this will crash in the same spectacular way. I boofed it. Yeah, I like the term boofed. Of course, now it's freaking working. I mean, there is some flickering of the sprites, but I don't. Again, though, I'm not sure why there's flickering of the sprites. And only up here as well. I don't like the fact that there are certain values which, when I put them in, everything works fine, and then there's other values that cause crashes and all sorts of stuff. Let me check where the sprite indexes are. So sprite indexes are at 4453. All right. Well, I mean, that's not what I wanted, but wait, there's code there. A598. That's freaking code. Oh, rasters. Hang on. Maybe it's not the same anymore. Hang on. Okay, 445 FRH changed now. God for that. That was worrying me a little bit. There we go. So yeah, none of these see there go from 0 to 5. None of them go above 5, so that's fine. And yeah, it crashed on the other. It crashed in Vice. Let's try it in Vice. God, sake. I should have. I should have just remade this. Is this the time traveling debugger? Sharon, that quiz answer is wrong. Oh, okay. What was it? It's definitely Knuckle Busters, not Knuckle Buster. Okay. Which platform? Ah, interesting. I'm seeing a mixture of Knuckle Busters and Knuckle Buster. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow both. Why would it have two? It's called Knuckle Busters. I see it's called Knuckle Busters. Yeah, I'll make it accept both. That's fine. Let me change that quickly. Again, though, it's not like this is ever going to come up again, so not for a long time anyway. Forgot which project it is now. What's that one? No, wrong one. Oh, there's two screenshots of it as well. Worries me a bit. Okay, I'll just put that on the end, and it'll accept both then. There you go. The evidence has been presented. Yes. Oh yeah, I was going to see if it crashes again. Because what I need to do is replicate the crash. Oh god damn, I'm not seeing the crash now. Okay, the flickering I think is to do with that padding value. So I think changing that padding value will fix the flickering. So let's do that. Remind me next time I do these games to write a new multiplexer. Stop being lazy. Should make it start on this screen as well. Right, okay, that's got rid of the glitch. There's still a little flicker, but that's kind of acceptable. Let's try nudging it up one more. Okay, script inputs to reproduce a play session. Probably could do, yeah. I mean, you can do that with like task tools. There's plenty of tools that'll let you do that, but not built into the debugger or anything. Which is a shame. I mean, it's a good point. That would be a nice thing to have in the debugger. But you can rewind the debugger anyway, so you do have kind of ways to kind of go back and see the data. Okay, there is still a tiny bit of flickering. I'm not sure why. It's very rare though, so okay, let's I don't know why it's not crashed again, so let's just carry on, and if it crashes I'll find a way of dealing with it. So what I want to do is animate these now so that they kind of move. We've already got the sprite animation for these. Remember where it is. There we go. Right, so at the moment we're using this sprite here, and we just need to alternate between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames. Okay. Maybe that one, I mean, could it just randomize between those? Would it make any difference? Let's just move through those 5 frames. All right. Kind of tired of looking at multiplexers now, so let's do this. I tried printing Meg 65 case in black today. It looks kind of nice, but for some reason my printer made an absolute mess of it. I think the layer height's wrong or something, so I need to reprint them again. So apologies to those waiting on the apologies for those waiting on that. So I think Stoker is waiting on one, and Zilla is waiting on one as well. Jolt, sorry. Where do you say you support from? I'm wondering if on the Chrome. Yeah, it is inherited. So just search for Cecconoid in the browser. You should find it. Should go out. It's cooling white. Yeah. So Jolt wants blue, and Stoker wants black. So So I'm gonna try again to do that tomorrow. I don't know what I've done. I did re-level the bed. Maybe I've made a mess of it and done it wrong. I might readjust the heads as well. If all else fails, I can just print using one extruder and not have the dual color thing. It's the dual color that's causing the problems. Trying to be fancy and it's not working. Okay, so we've got an update here. Is this being called? Let's go and have a look. So it's our game loop. No, it wouldn't be in game loop, would it? It would be in screens, and this is screen 8. Swarm init, swarm updates. Okay, so we are calling update. So at the moment, it just has everything that's in here and a frame, and it's just it needs to display that frame. Okay, so let's go through the entire swarm on an update. And what we'll do is we'll size here tells us which frame index we're going to use. So we need to have some new things here. So frame ends, and this will be some values based on here as well. So and this will be the values at the end of the run, basically. So I got these in. Okay, these are not in 16. There we go. So this is 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So the end here will be 66. If it gets to 66, it needs to reset back to 61. Okay, put frame starts. The reason I'm using 66, like one above it here, is so that it makes the comparison easier rather than checking if we're coming from that. I mean, we could actually let's just put the normal frame ends in, and then we'll see. It might work out all right. Then this one starts at so this is 66 that this starts at, 67, 68, 69, 6A. So 66 to 6A. And this is the wrong way around, so this would be at the end actually here. And then this one is just this here, which is 6B, C, D, E. 6B to 6E. So there's less on that frame. In yeah, so the Mega 65 is it is two separate prints. But normally you need very, very good tolerances on your printer to be able to print something that you can snap into another section like that. The other thing as well that it's doing, you can't really see it on this, but the switch, the on-off switch is all printed as one piece. So even though it can move, it's not printed separately and then put in. It's printed at the same time as the case. It's just printed in place basically, and so yeah, so it's so broken, this print. I don't know why it's so weak. I can just tear pieces off it. So it does need that kind of that dual extrusion to be able to do that. It does. You say that, Andy, but I'm not entirely happy with that area. I think because of the way that it prints that face down, it's hard to get that area nice and smooth. It's because it's printed over supports. It looks a bit rough and messy. So I'd like to try and find a better way of doing that. But the switch works really well. The because the original design just had a switch that was completely separate. And you put it in, but it was not really good as well. But it didn't really. No, you and Carl put way way too much time into that. You definitely deserved it. You definitely deserved it. And I was overflowing with them at the time, so I was happy to give away two to winners of the competition. I think I gave away 3 that night. Still print stuff and sent it. Yeah, yeah. I'd like to make the cases better though. So, well, you're not getting it back. That's fine. Okay. Right. So they're the frame ends there. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to advance these. Um, so we're working through the list here. Well, let's put a little frame animation because we may skip over this to do actually let me put skip here because this is if we were skipping this frame completely then we would skip and I'm going to grab the size first. So in fact I'm going to do it with X like this. I'm going to load X with data.size. Should be comma Y. I just noticed that was missing up there. Comma Y, and load accumulator with frame. Here we go. I'd rather increment that actually than. Let me think about this. I need to increment both. Well, I need to increment this one, so let's do it with this one. So presets, and then that needs to be compared to this value here. No, that can stay like that. So the reason I'm doing -1 here is because this is going 1, 2, 3, not 0, 1, 2. So we need to take one, so it does become 0, 1, 2. And I'm going to do this with the accumulator, and I'm just going to have to suck this up and just add 1 to it. Now, hopefully that carry will always stay clear. No, because at this point the carry is either clear or it's going to get set if it goes over this value. As soon as it reaches that value. Okay, so let's do it there. Let's do his frame ends. Sorry. Okay, so if we are on this value, so if we are equal, then we need to change the data here. Otherwise, we add 1. So let's call that advance and done. Right. Otherwise, what we need to do is we need to increment. No. Store that in data frame, comma Y. And then we're going to have to draw these as well. Okay. Good night, guys. Take care. Thanks for joining. Okay. Just trying to work out the neatest way of doing this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to add one to all of these. And I can put that in here. Okay, so at this point, the carrier is now set. So as long as I clear the carrier again here, that will remain the fastest possible way through this. Okay. And then what I need to do is load. That's stored there. And then to draw that, all I need to do is store that at the multiplexer frame. Which means I now need to get data.index, comma y. Okay, that should hopefully animate all of them. It will animate them really quickly though, so just need to slow that down as well at some point. But what I'll do is I'll stagger that so that they animate at slightly different times, which is a neat way of kind of gaining a bit of performance. Okay, it should be data dot frame starts. Oh, I'm gonna leave that plexer raster thing in. Okay, I don't know why the colors are changing. I also don't know why I'm only seeing 7 now, but I'm only seeing 7 now. But they are animating, definitely animating. Let me just return from it because I'm just wondering why I'm only seeing 7 there. And let me change my start position. So I don't have to go quite as far. I want to move load into the screen. That's important, but I don't want to have to start from the very first screen. Yeah, I'm only seeing 7, 8 there. Wait, hang on. 8. What? Oh, the color should. Oh, right. That's it. The reason it doesn't have an index on is because it's a single color for them all. Okay, it's my fault. Oh man. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and arrange them in less of a spiral and more of a kind of. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to do 3 across 4 down. It's probably the easiest way of doing this. So let's change this completely then. I'm going to put the original one in just in case I break something. And let's do so. If it's this, it would be mod I3. Oops. Wait, why is that not working? What? Why can't I use the arrow? Oh, there we go. That's weird. Go, and this one would be should be back a bit as well. There we go. And then this would be so it should be a bit more of a kind of grid now. But what I will do is I will probably add some random kind of circular motion to them as well. Not really random, but they will all start at different points. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so completely wrong position, but at least they're working. I've got some ideas on how I'm going to best perform this, which you'll see shortly once I get around to them. How to make them appear swarmish without kind of going crazy with the swarm mechanic, because you can kind of do swarm code quite easily. You can use flocking algorithms to simulate the swarm quite well. And while there will be a little bit of that in there, it's I don't want it to be overly complicated. So just a simple arrangement of them will do. So this will do as a starting arrangement, and you'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. Is each one of these is currently at the center of of its range of motion. And if you imagine drawing a circle from the center point where they are, of say the radius of like one sprite wide, and then drawing a circle around it, they're going to basically move around in this circle. So they're just gonna they're going to move out and around, but they're going to move in different directions and change direction, as well as in different locations on the circle and at slightly different speeds as well. And then that way they'll appear to be a bit more jumbled up. So I hate to ask, but how far from completion do you think you are? Oh, quite a way, I would say. I need to get the maps mostly. That's the biggest thing I need to get from Andy at Thalamus. Once I get that, I can start looking at doing the very specific stuff. So this is kind of slightly specific, but there'll be even more specific stuff later on in some of the levels. So I'm just going to try, just out of interest. Oh no, it's not going to work, is it? Because of the number of things on the screen. All right, no, that's fine. So yeah, I think there's quite a way to go on it. Yeah. Anyway, once I get these kind of fiddly bits out of the way, it should just come down to kind of testing each screen. But that alone is a huge task because there's a lot of screens and a lot of kind of weird stuff in there. So okay, yep. Just gonna move it over a little bit more. Okay, so they're in position. Now I'm going to slow this animation down. So I only want them to this animation to happen. So let's put put framed on there. And then we're going to do some timer checking here. So load accumulator with, hopefully there is a timer somewhere, frame timer, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a Y to it. So I'm going to transfer Y to the accumulator. Here, carry bit, so I don't have to do it here. Which means I actually don't need to do it there either. Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Well, no. What I need to do is just do it as soon as this is finished, because this could send it over the edge. So I'm going to clear the carry bit again there, and then I'm going to add it with 7, and then that should be cool. Steps has never got any points. He was doing all right at one point, and then he just started going crazy again. Okay, cool. So now they're all animating themselves, which is good. This is what we want. So now I need to stagger those animations. So in here, instead of filling it with 61, I'm going to fill it with values between 61 and 66. So 61 and 65. So it'd be a number from 1 to 5. So oops. That should hopefully randomize those a little bit. Then I'm going to create, this is where the tricky bit comes in now. So let's call this value, what to call it? Let's call it circle index. And then this is going to be a value from, let's do 32. I think that's probably enough. Okay, so okay, cool. And then here I need circle X, circle Y. And then these are going to be tables. So this is going to be what was it, 32? 32 times sine pi over 32 times pi times 2. Just gonna do that because I do not trust Kick Assembler to get this bit right. So I do that. And then I'm going to times this by, let's say 10 to begin with, and we can always edit this if it's wrong. Okay, circle Y is the same but with cosine. So the formula for a circle is this basically sine cos. It's just derived from Pythagoras. If you imagine drawing a line around a circle, you're basically creating right angled triangles with x and y being the adjacent and opposite. So the hypotenuse is always the radius, which means that the angle is the sine and cosine to get the x and y. So cos equals sine plus half pi, though. Yes. Yes. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's how most computers will calculate it anyway, rather than have two separate kind of things, they will calculate one, and then to calculate the other, they will just add a value of radian, half pi. Is it minus? Yeah, it is minus half pi. You're right. Yeah, because it starts at the top and goes down, doesn't it? Whereas sine starts at the bottom and goes up. So starts in the middle and goes up. Sorry, whereas cosine starts at 1 and goes down. Okay. So that means what we're going to do on this piece here is we're going to do another update. But this time, we can probably use a timer again, but I'm not going to bother just yet. I'm just going to try and animate it first. So what do we do here? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our X position, and we're going to take this value. I know we've grabbed it here, but we may be skipping this, so we need to grab it again. Although actually that needs to be grabbed at the end. This is getting a bit messy, but this should work anyway. It shouldn't be too bad because there's only like 12 things in this thing anyway. So, okay, so I need to load that value, and I need to add this value in here. So I also need to load this value from here. So circle X, comma X. And this time I'm not going to change the value in XPOS. What I'm going to do is just put it straight into the multiplexer. Now, I do need to make sure this works with the MSB as well, but for now I'm just going to see how it looks because I don't need to do the MSB to make it work. So that needs to be in here. And then before we do that, we need to actually, can we do int comma y? I'm not sure we can actually. I think we can only do int comma x, so I'm gonna have to do it here instead. I guess you could store a part of the table and reflect it. Yeah, you can, I think that's what they do actually. I think they do only store a quarter of the table. At least on most fast C64 routines anyway. Ooh, okay, so that did not work. Why did that not work? What did I do wrong? Okay. I didn't change anything there. Okay, let me just turn that off just to make sure that that's what's causing the crash. Always a good idea just to double check it. Oh no, it crashed anyway. Oh wait, what? Why is it crashing now? Why is it crashing? Okay, let's try again. All I've done is added some extra values here. Maybe this is causing some issues. Let's have a look. There's something weird going on with the multiplex. I don't know what it is, but something weird is going on with it. I'm going to put it back to this value because this is the value that it was at. And I don't know why, but that seemed to not be crashing. So it's going to be a fun one to track down. Okay, it doesn't seem to be related to this circle code anyway, so let's just re-enable that. Now, I think this is going to be too fast. I think this is going to have to be slowed down. But I just want to see if it kind of looks all right, or if it looks weird. Probably I'm going to need to slow down to see actually. Ah, there you go. Cool. You see how now it looks like they look more kind of swarm-like? Okay, so it actually doesn't need to be slowed down too much, but I'm going to half the speed of it, and then I'm also going to bring them in a bit closer as well. So just a tiny bit closer. So I'm going to reduce this down to 8. And then I'm going to use this timer thing again here. Which I'm going to put here. I'm going to put a little note to say this is circle anim. Yeah, I don't take as many breaks because I don't smoke anymore. So I will take a break in a minute though because my back is killing. So it'd be good to just get up and stretch, I think. Get in the zone. No, I've got my vape here. I'm on a CBD at the moment. There's actually no nicotine in this at all. So I've gone from well, actually at the moment it's a mixture. It's a mixture of this which has nicotine in it, which is it's only 3 milligram or something, very, very weak. Uh yeah, 3 milligram. And CBD oil, which is going to help me sleep. So CBD oil, how does it actually do? It helps me get to sleep. It's yeah, I haven't smoked this year yet. I had a couple of I stopped just before Christmas, like a month or two before Christmas. Um and I caved in a little bit over Christmas. I had some I had a packet of cigarettes over I had 2 packets of cigarettes actually over Christmas. Um but then this year I haven't touched them at all, so it's been a couple of months. Okay, so we're running into some kind of multiplex issues, just because of how tight things are here. So I think we do need to keep them a bit more separated. So let's put them on 10, 10 like this, and these are also staggered. Um, I'm I'm actually not sure about that timer. I think I can probably get rid of that. I think it's fine to do it all at once. I like this animation. So the only thing I need to do now is make sure that they can occasionally change and go the other way. So why did you even bother with CBD though? If you're just smoking weed, you don't really need CBD because you just get the THC, which does plenty. So there is a bit of flickering because of the multiplexer, but this is not too bad. This is actually looking all right. I'm gonna try to up the count a little bit. So if I add another 3 in, that still brings me just under. And if I move this up to 100, I'll just move this over a little bit. Yeah, alcohol doesn't give you a quality sleep. That's the problem with alcohol and me. So while I do sleep heavily on Saturday, well, Sunday morning, um, it's not very good sleep. Oh my god, that's actually kind of working. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make them alternate directions as well. But it's kind of working. I need to make them flash color as well, so we'll do that in a minute. Um, but let's look at this here. So at the moment we're just doing this, but the direction is actually here, and this should be random. So the easiest way to do this is do random times 2. This will give me a value 0 or 1. Floor it. So now I've got a value that's either 0 or 1. And times it by 2. So now I've got 0 or 2. And then minus 1. So now I've either got minus 1 or 1. How many shillings? Um, but the CBD stuff, this is the first time I've had it in a while. But last time I had it, it did help me sleep. So, um, and then this stuff is weird as well because it's CBD and CBG, so it's two forms of the chemical. It's pretty decent though. Ooh, CBG, yeah. No, what's that failing? Oh, data. Why? There we go. You guys been playing anything good? I've been playing Valheim. I've been getting into that quite a lot. Um, I've deliberately not looked at anything. I've been playing it completely blind. So me and two friends from work have been playing it completely blind, and it's so much fun because we don't know anything. We're just discovering stuff. Like I discovered bees today or yesterday. Sorry, something we'd been running away from them. We didn't realize that if you kill them, you can actually keep beehives. So just stuff like that is kind of cool. Actually discovering stuff and not just going looking at a tech tree and stuff. So um and I wish I'd played things like Warcraft like that. It's Satisfactory by the same people. That's why I enjoy it so much. I didn't realize it was just the same people that made it. Oh my god, Satisfactory. I put so many hours into that game. Holy crap, it's like it's it's actually similar. It's very similar to Valheim. It's like a cross between Valheim and Factorio. That's what I would describe Satisfactory as, because you can play it multiplayer. You build a base, you work your way up through a tech tree. You start off with like simple things and work your way up to kind of crazy things. Um Satisfactory is so hard though. So hard. I've got up to I'm refining oil and creating plastic now. But I'm at the point now where I need to start shipping in like these super rare metals from like halfway across the map. Um, and it's getting really tricky to do because the systems I've got a bit to build to create these to create a lot of the materials are so like I've got an entire building dedicated to building like one or two things, but they take so many inputs, so much input as well, and it's like stupidly numbers of stories high just to output a few kind of items. But it's cool. I've got nice jeeps and stuff and things. It's good. Yeah, I haven't maxed. I think I'm like 2 tiers away from the top. I think I just kind of got sidetracked with other things. This is looking quite nice. I'm quite pleased with this. Um, it's I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it is not bad. And the thing is I can move them individually, and then we'll keep doing the circle motion. So, Sean, seriously, if you haven't tried Satisfactory, try it. And if you want, I'll play it with you. And honestly, you just prepare to lose like a couple of weeks on that game because you will just start and you'll be like, oh god, I just want to do this now. Like I built a whole base and then decided that what I was going to do is build underground kind of walkways underneath the thing made of glass so you could like see the drop down into nothingness. If you ever want to play it, Sean, let me know. I'll play it with you. I'll play it with you. I can guide you through it. It's such a good game. You'll really enjoy it. It's slightly worse on the addiction level than fact. It's about the same, to be honest. It's Factorio in 3D. Pretty much the same thing. Um, crazy similar. But you can do things like you can stack because it's 3D. You can stack conveyor belts on top of each other. So you have these I have like these huge kind of walls of conveyor belts. They're just like 10 conveyor belts high with different stuff going on each level, and then it will split off and kind of go other places and up buildings and stuff. So you get like these not cranes, like lifts that take the contents of conveyor belts up the side of a building or down the side of a building. Okay, I'm quite pleased with this. This looks kind of nice. So obviously it can't be shot or anything yet. So that would probably be the next thing. So I have the system to be able to reduce these down. So at any point I can say this now only has two. So what will happen is if you shoot into here, if you hit, it will reduce it by one. Um, and then if you hit it again, it will reduce that by one, and so on and so on. So they've got this random motion at the moment, but what I can do is I can make them kind of they're all actually they're still in a grid formation. It's just they're offset by this circle amount. Uh, Cave Story, yeah, I've got Cave Story on the Switch. I need to play that more actually. Yeah, I started playing it. I got into it, but I kind of gave up after a bit. Same with Axiom Verge as well. I really enjoyed that game, and I didn't put enough time into it really. Um, okay. I also want to play the only Zelda I actually want to play, which is the Link's Awakening, the remastered kind of Switch version, remade Switch version. Because that's the Zelda I like. That's when Zelda is good, when it's like that, not the Breath of the Wild crap. I don't know why they explode. Okay, there's a bug there. They're exploding. But this is looking all right. Yeah, technically it's a brilliant game. It's just boring to me. I think that it's got some fundamentally flawed gameplay mechanics that put off new players. You know, when you hit something 5 times and your fucking weapon breaks and you've got to sort of new, it's just so shit. It's so annoying. Such a stupid mechanic. It doesn't need to be in there. It just spoils the game. Made it more of a chore than a game for me. And I know that it improves, and you'll get better weapons and weapons that last longer. But for a game that is gonna, you know, the first thing you see in the game is that, then it just puts you off it, and it just really put me off it. And I prefer Zelda was at its best when it was the top down SNES versions and stuff like that. Okay, I don't know what to do now. Who got the quiz? Is he just guessing random shit now? Oh, Firefly. I see it. I saw it in the middle there. I just saw like the spam from Sean. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, I need to make it flash colors as well. So it needs to flash similar to this, basically. So I'm going to go and have a look at that and see how that's flashing. There we go. That's why I switch index. Switch frame anim. Okay, so it's just switching between the two, alternating really quickly. Okay. So we can do the same in here. So basically at the end of the update function, we need to grab this color value and we need to switch it between red and white. So we do that here. So we're going to load. Actually, if we do it like this. 1 and 2. It needs to alternate between 1 and 2. So I'm going to load the accumulate with 3. Set the carry bit. Subtract data.color. And then store that at data.color. And that will toggle between 1 and 2 then. And let's turn off those things now. I think I'm quite happy with how that's working now. Oh, Elite's really good. I like Elite Dangerous. I did all right on that as well. I need to go back to that actually because I was starting to build up quite some cash and stuff in that, and I know they've done lots of updates. So I'd like to go back and see it. I kind of perfected the kind of flying of it now as well. I almost bought a VR headset again the other day. I almost bought the I can't remember if it was Cosmos or Index. I can't remember which one it was. But I realized I would never use it, so I didn't bother in the end. I think it was the Index. I think that was the one. It's the one that's like I think it was like 1,000 or something like that. I can't remember. It's quite expensive. Okay, that's not flashing. Why is it not? Oh, it's not flashing because the color is not being applied. So need to make sure that the color is applied every frame as well. So do that here. Do it here. Okay. So I'm just going to copy that, strip that down to this. Yeah, I mean, the thing is I had the Vive and I played it a lot, but it was just after a while it just became a novelty, and I didn't really the novelty wore off. Sorry, and um I didn't really play it very much anymore. So I ended up selling it because it just didn't make any sense to just have it sat there doing nothing. Um, so I got rid of it, and just recently there's a few little things I've been kind of eager to try. So I could really want to try Flight Simulator in it. Um, Elite Dangerous was always my favorite game in it. And some driving games would be good as well. Um, but I just can't justify it for the few games I'm going to use it on. And I don't play games all that often anyway. It's just not worth it really. It's a lot of money for something I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna use. You know, it becomes a very expensive gaming session. Okay, that's too much, isn't it? It's flashing way too much. So slow that down. So I'm going to move. No, I need to do it here anyway. Damn it! All right. Did you see it? Yeah, I saw that. I mean, it makes sense. You can pretty easily output two different things, left and right. So it makes sense that someone could do that. Um, I mean, it's never going to be amazing, but you could do some kind of pseudo 3D with it, but it's never going to be. It's going to be more like the Virtual Boy than it is going to be anything else. I don't see it being true VR in that when you move your head, it's going to move around the scene. I just can't see that happening. I see it more as a 3D kind of glasses sort of thing that just splits. You're just viewing different halves of the screen. Um, but there was, if I remember rightly, there were some games with what I think it was the like Fantastic Pack, wasn't it? For the C64 had 3D glasses, and I think some of those games, the light gun games that came with it, worked in 3D as well. But they were like red blue glasses. They weren't. There we go. That's better. They still. I don't know actually. Let's take a look at the original. Right. So firstly, they don't move around anywhere near as much. So maybe I'm being a bit kind of overzealous with the movement. So maybe I will slow them down. Slow that down. Let's try that. Star Trek Tech, yeah. When they can do holodecks, that will be amazing. honestly, it, it seems less and less kind of impossible as time goes on. It's not. It certainly doesn't seem like it couldn't be done. I think it could be done. We just don't have all the tech for it now. Like they have was it Magic Leap, sorry, had the glasses which projected directly into your retinas, right? We have technology that can track your eyes as well, right? So we have technology that can see where you're looking. So it will find a face, find the eyes, and see where you're looking. So if you were to combine those two, obviously it would need more kind of advancement than what it has now. You can probably create projectors which can target kind of beams directly into a user's eye without them ever having to put a headset on, and they would see stuff superimposed on their reality, right? So the technology's there, in places. We just need more of it. It's the same with replicators as well. 3D printers are just replicators. They're just like the early version of replicators. I think holodecks are far from. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean like full on, never-ending expansive thing, but I think the basics of kind of headset-free virtual reality is definitely possible. Um, and if you think back 50 years, right? So if you think back to like 1970, if you were to mention even half of the things that we have now, so this was after, or was it after? Yeah, just after Star Trek original series. Um, and then you look at what they had in there. Now we're ahead of a lot of the stuff they had in there. Even like Next Generation and stuff. They were all using, iPads and things before iPads came out, and then iPads came out, and it's the same freaking thing that they had. They had these little touchscreen devices and stuff. So we do get a lot of stuff from that. So I wouldn't be surprised if in another 50 years we have something um, even more impressive that we from Star Trek that we just wouldn't even imagine that we'd have now. I think 3D printing is a big one. I think 3D printing will get to the point where things can be made incredibly quickly. They've already got small things. You can create like things about the size of say a dice or an OXO cube kind of size. That kind of that size in a matter of seconds now. They can do that in like 30 seconds. Um, using these there's a video of it online. They put this liquid in a tube, and then they put this tube into a thing, and then a thing spins around it, fires light beams into it, and it generates a thing very quickly. uh, yes, it's like same technology as the resin printer. So I've got a resin printer there, but they spin it around really quickly. um and it basically creates the whole thing really really quickly in one thing. Um, there's no surface it's been lifted on. It's all being created in the middle of this tube at the same time. Very, very, very impressive technology. Uh, so 10 years from now, where's that going to be? That could be even more kind of advanced. You can print with metal. You can print with kind of hybrid plastic materials with things like carbon filament and carbon dust, sorry, in the filament, and wood in the filament as well. You can do all sorts of crazy things. Well, 3D print houses exist. 3D print houses is a thing. There are companies which will print brick wall houses for you, concrete houses for you. Okay, this is looking a bit closer to the thing. And food, I think, I mean, there are things that will do food, but good food will be a while, but it will come. It will come. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. It's I feel like it's on the red a lot longer than. No, it's probably about right actually. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna call that a win. I think that's kind of close enough for it to be useful. Uh, yeah, we do already. So yeah, photolithography does that kind of crazy low level. You know, we create electronics using light, basically. So it wouldn't be. It's not a huge stretch to think you could combine all of these different technologies into one machine that can create, you know, an electronic device. You know, you could get something to replicate a phone for you, and it would print it using light and stuff. So not beyond the realms of possibility. I think the things like this will be very expensive, as most new tech is nowadays. So it won't be, you know, not everybody's going to have one. It's not like we suddenly invent a food replicator that we're going to stop world hunger, because the cost is going to be incredibly prohibitive. I guarantee that. But it will exist. So okay, cool. Right, let's have a think now. See, the problem is I need more map, really. This is the big problem at the moment. Um, we've got these beams that need to go down here. Need to be able to shoot these. I guess need to make these move around maybe as well. Good night, Sean. Right, tell you what, I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back from the break, I'm going to figure out what to do. I may just end up finishing a little earlier tonight. But give me 5 minutes. I'll have a think about what to do. So I'm going to set the quiz off, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Right back. Right, I'm back. Um, okay, what I do want to try is coming in this screen with that mace. Just want to see how crazy it gets when that's out as well, sprite wise. I mean, it really doesn't look bad though. Oh, okay. In fact, I might try and fix this bug, because there is this bug with the decals. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of glitching. Okay. Okay, let's work on these things. Okay, so let's start with it's amazing how quickly you lot all use these things. Okay, so yeah, there's this bug with the decals. So every time the thing hits an edge, it's being treated like a bullet, but it's leaving behind a decal. And because of how quickly the decals are happening, or something's going wrong with them anyway, and they're not displaying correctly. So let's go ahead and try and sort that out now. Switch to about a sec. Okay. Because we can come back to the swarm when we need to move it around. I really need to get the map stuff. I'm kind of at that point now. I may have to just kind of pause kind of work until I can get more map stuff. Because otherwise, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up writing systems for particular screens that then are going to get moved to elsewhere, and I'm going to end up with a whole mess of stuff. So 5, that's the highest you've seen. What are you on about? For 5, the highest you've been. Oh, on the quiz. Oh, there's a lot of people on the quiz. 26 people. Wow. I'm guessing it's SP and steps up at the front. Why is that list not going back? The high scores are stuck. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. It's interesting how everybody falls into kind of little categories, little kind of brackets. Mr. G, Pro 7, SP, and Steps. It's going to be in it here. Oh, wow. Look at Steps and SP. That's between those two this year, that's for sure. Well, Hayes hasn't been on for a while. Hayes is the reigning champ, and he hasn't been on for a while, so he'd have some catching up to do. Running the whole year? No, I'll probably stop it halfway. I'll probably do 2 a year, I think. And who knows what the prize will be. Never know. It may end up being one of these. No idea what it will be yet. Yeah, it's a prize. Whoever is at the end, whoever is the winner at the end, gets a prize. Hayes got what did he get? I think I got him like about £50 worth of Commodore games. So I think he got like Tiny Quest on cartridge and a few other small things as well. Prize is 10 AOK points. But yeah, there'll be a prize at the end of the season, so to speak. Okay, let's try and find out what that mace is doing. So let's take a quick look at player. It's going to probably be in the player code. Did I call it mace? Yes, I called it mace. Okay, let's search through. Mace update mace and grab trail index, increase display trail, check mace collision. Okay, here we go. Grab screenshot. Okay, we're checking various points around it. Jump, collide, mace has hit something. Okay, so this is where we've hit something. Destroyable, remove item, non-bullet. Okay, so not that. Well, maybe it is actually. Let's open up destroyable in this section. Something's adding a decal. That's the problem here. So if I open up this here and go to decals, if I just put a breakpoint in here, you'll see that as soon as I grab that mace and hit something, it's drawing a decal. In fact, I don't even need to do that. I know it's doing that. So I just need to go backwards from here and figure out why. So let's have a look at this remove item non-bullet. Okay, so remove item. Oh, here we go. It adds a decal here. Okay, so I wonder if I just move this to here, will that fix it? Some of my buttons have been really weird on this keyboard today for some reason. There we go. Oh. Oh, I can't get it. I've got to go out of the screen and come back to go through that. Okay. Okay, no, see, it's crashing now. So that wasn't it. Because I think it still needs to do this. So this bit here basically needs to know, is it okay, I can kind of do that on my own here. So if I replace that code with this instead, and then I do print equal exit, otherwise jump to this. Okay, that should hopefully produce the same effect without the decal this time. I'd love to know what this is doing though. This is how do I collision shit? Oh, okay. So this is equal exit. Wait, and F0. What's F0 in the character set? Oh, that's the last. It's if it's already the decal. So wait, that. Okay, this. Need to see what happens here. It looks like it's checking to see if it's already drawing a decal. So okay, so I need to go off screen. Hey, there we go. So I don't know why that was breaking, because it probably shouldn't have broken just by jumping to that other area, unless should point. Oh, maybe there were certain things that it needed to skip. I can't remember what's in there. What would it be in the set? Relative equal to 0. Okay, so what is at this collision point? I need to go and have a look what that is, because it doesn't make any sense to it. He's put Christmas tunes on again. Not long. Not long. You got issues. You got serious, serious issues. So these are all F0. These are particles. So what this is saying is wait, this is saying if it's not a particle, then jump to air. If it is a particle, do this. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm just gonna have to agree that it works and worry about that at a later date. I mean, it's doing its job, so okay, cool. All right, let's go and have a look at how crazy it gets on this screen. So there is there's some horrible bugs in this. I need to figure out what it is that's causing this crash. Next time it does that, I need to look at the stack. I didn't look at the stack. Damn it. Okay, I need to start focusing on that. So maybe for the last half an hour, I'll take a look at this bug. Something breaks it. It's ready when it's ready, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'd like to get it done as soon as possible, but I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure it's worthy of of a of a release. Especially this will be the first thing I've put uh, out on the Thalamus label as well. And Thalamus is a label I have a lot of kind of feelings about from back in the day. So I really want it to be worthy. I always thought Thalamus games were really good quality, so I'd like to keep that as well. So that does require making sure it's right. Plus, I need to get the maps off Andy and stuff, and I'm still waiting on the music from Jason Page as well. I've heard the kind of initial version of it. There we go. But not more than that. So it'd be good to get that and put that in at some point. It's so buggy. CDPR could have coded it. But yeah, it's going to be ready when it's ready. I'm not going to rush any more than that. Okay, so it's saying I'm at 2008. So let's just go and have a look what's there first of all. Okay, I'm not sure what that is at that location. So let's take a look here. Looks like nothing's at that location. So it's jumped to some random place. So let's take a look at the stack pointer. Stack pointer is at, oh, yeah, it's a stack pointer issue. Look at that. Look at where that stack pointer is. Why would it be all the way down there? I mean, I'm not changing the size of the stack. And you can see here that there's a big gap, so something has changed the stack pointer. So let's see if we can replicate it again. Let's try again. But there's definitely something going on weird with the stack. Yeah, it's going to be a recursion or maybe a subroutine without return. Maybe yeah. Um, So first of all, I want to see if I can replicate it in any kind of good way. Persistence, yeah, it could be a persistence thing. That's a very good point, actually. So let's try. So I came out here and then back again. Okay, so it makes no difference if I just do that. But then I killed everything on this screen. Now I had the mace as well, but I'm going to just try killing things on this screen. Uh, so let's try just that. Let's just try a little bit. So I can do it with less than. What do you mean by persistence? So every screen has a list of the things that persist on the screen. So you can see when I leave the screen and come back in, the things that have exploded are gone. Um, don't reappear. So that there's a piece of code which handles that, which is the persistence code. Um, and it is, well, it's not complex, but it is kind of it does touch a lot of things and do a lot of crazy things. So it could very well be responsible for causing weird things. So I'm clearing the entire screen this time. Still nothing. Okay, so now I'm going to restart and I'm going to do the same test, but with the mace thing. I've still got a few things I can kind of flesh out before I get the map stuff. So one of the things I can do is obviously fix these bugs. The laser needs to cut off when it hits things, not go through them like it is now. Because the idea is you're supposed to hide kind of behind here like this, and it's the laser's supposed to stop because it hits the edge of the block here. So we can sort that out and do the particle effect around that as well. There's also the swarm behavior can be improved further as well, so could be another one to look at. Okay, so this time I've grabbed the mace. I'm going to go down. I'm going to try and do the same thing again. There's also a little glitch between screens with this sprite, which it could be as well. Okay, that's not causing any issues. Let's clear some of the screen. Hey, there we go. I think it's that power up in the bottom corner. So now what I'm going to try giving the player the mace up front with this one here. As soon as we can replicate, we can start tracking down the issue because we can see we can see, you know, we can work out exactly what's causing the issue and we can very quickly test if we fixed it. So again, doing that does nothing. That container down there. Okay. That container contained nothing, so I think the power up needs setting for that one. Okay, kill a few things on the screen. No bug. Okay. So it seems to be related to going in the top screen. So let me start on screen. Start on screen 6. I have a feeling this is going to be to do with. Actually, let me try. Let me try. Who's that? I can't see that. Oh, Tobor. Hey, Turbo Prime. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the follow. Mixed Delirium as well. Hope you're doing well. I did raid you the other night. I think you've obviously returned the favor. What have you been up to tonight, though? You've been coding your game again. It's looking really good, that, by the way. So we're down to the last half hour now, but we're just trying to work out a weird crash bug that I've got with a very specific series of events, and I think it's going to be related to the player weapon strength. I think if I change the weapon strength here, just checking the power ups. Thank you for the bits. Cheers. I would normally cheers with like an alcohol of some kind, but I'm drinking only Fanta tonight. So thank you for the bits, Ravenborough. Is very much appreciated. Grinding away on Savage, yeah. Yeah, it looks really nice. It looks really, really nice. I didn't know if either. Okay, so in my power-ups, I need to. I can't remember what the power-ups do now. Problem is, I tend to. So I alternate between different things on different days. Thursday is Cecconoid, which you'll see in a minute when I start playing it. But on Tuesday I do Game Boy. Sometimes I do Mega 65. Saturday I do Commodore 64, but a different game. And it's been 2 weeks since I touched this game, so sometimes I just forget where I'm at with things. Okay, so I'm going to put weapon strength up to 2. I think that should work. Here. I'm just trying to work out what's causing the issue, and I want to be able to replicate it as quickly as possible. So my first step is creating the replication of the issue. And then once I can replicate the issue, so hopefully I have double shot now. No, I don't. I have single shot. Damn. Okay, that's not worked. Once I can replicate the issue, then I can try and fix the issue. So the issue seems to be if I come down here and grab this power up, which by the way is showing nothing. There was a bug with that as well. And then come up here, it crashes. But it only seems to crash if I grab this power up here first. Hey, Jez Jukes, how you doing? See, it's not crashing now. I've got to do it in a very specific order. That's the thing. Okay, let's start back from the beginning. So let me put it onto the first screen as well. It's a game loop, isn't it? It's here. Yeah. Oh, how you doing, Jez Jukes? You better show this is a fantasy. Nice joke, base hole. Yeah, fruit twist Fanta. It's kind of all right. I kind of like it. I do prefer I just prefer plain orange, obviously, but I don't mind it. It's all right. Oh, okay. I've already got the mace, so see you later, Diego. Diogo. Thanks for joining. Okay. Ticking along. Yeah, just about. I wish I could figure out what this bug was. Right. So I think this is all I need to make it crash now. No, it's not crashing. Oh, I do not know why. Need to be able to replicate it before I say for certain. Thank you for the sub, Diogo. Appreciated. And take care. I'll see you again soon, hopefully. You see a Zub, yes, you do indeed. So this is a port of a game that was released on Steam, on Switch, and on mobile over the past 2 years at various points. And the game itself is an homage to Cybernoid by God, I can't remember his name now. His last name is Checo something or other. Somebody will tell me in a minute, I'm sure. And so this is the C64 version, which so far is pretty faithful to the original, with some limitations. Obviously, particle systems have had to be toned down quite a lot. But we still do have particles, so it's kind of good. So this was enough to make it crash before, and it's not crashing now. God damn it, it doesn't want to crash. Let's try going on this screen. No, cannot get it to crash now. Ah, such is life, such is life. I have no idea why. Let's try. So I thought it was related to the power up or something, but it doesn't seem to be. I mean, obviously, I can see the sprite glitches would go up the screen. But that's fine. I can clear that up later. I wish I knew why it wasn't working there. Is it going to crash anywhere else? It seems to be fine. Okay. It was reliably crashing every time he killed everything in there with the mace and went up. Yeah, let's try it again. Let's try it again. the thing is until we can replicate it, we can't really begin to kind of properly test it, because until I can verify a fix, there isn't really a way I can fix it. I need to be able to say, oh, this has definitely fixed it. And in order to know that it's definitely been fixed, I need to be able to definitely make it crash, if that makes sense. So let's just kill everything with this mace. Let's just go through and just destroy everything. Can't you set a conditional breakpoint or roll back from the crash in the debugger? I've yet to see. This is even with that. I need to be able to. I need to be able to recreate it. I need to be able to. I need to be able to reliably recreate the bug, or else, again, even with the debugger, I wouldn't really know if I fixed it or not. So, there we go. Yeah. Okay, let's try. So, I don't like that. I've got to go through that entire process every time. Slightly frustrating, but let's try it again. Which could be this. This is where it could be persistence, right? So there's a lot of persistence objects on that bottom screen. So good night, Quadrasaur. Take care. So it could be that once these objects are counting down, the number of objects on the screen is counting down, and it's using this data here. Where is it? God, where is it now? Persist. Here we go. So it's using things like this, and this might be getting cleared, but then it might be leaking over into. It might be an overflow into another area, which is creating a kind of an incorrect command somewhere. The next time you trigger it, would be able to analyze the machine state and work backwards. Yes, to a certain extent. The other problem, of course, with the debugger is you can't. I mean, it's not very reliable in that it doesn't always produce reliable results for the crashes like this. Like if a CPU jam happens, it may actually just lock the machine up, lock the debugger up as well. But yeah, I mean, we can try. But first of all, I want to just get to a replicating point first, and then once I'm happy I can replicate it, then yes, I can probably go and load it in the debugger and see. But we'll get there. I mean, once I can replicate, it should be pretty easy. So if this crashes again now, I think we can basically say, okay, so we definitely have a crash. So let's just go and check the stack again. So stack pointer, stack point's at F4 this time, so it's not gone all the way down again. And we're at 450C, so that is in the middle of the code somewhere. That is in multiplexer code. So it could be the rasters breaking for the it could just be really unlucky with the rasters. I want to try it again. I'm not. I need to verify this a few times, and I think this is probably going to be the last thing I do. I'm not going to manage to fix it tonight, but let's just verify this a few times, and then once it's been verified, we know where to start on the next stream. So. Are the little score sprites? No. Wait, you mean these up here? No. It says error address too large. Where? Oh, these scores. No, they're characters as well. Oh, in Vice. Okay, I'll take a look in a minute if it does it again. It's probably just. I mean, the fact it says that is probably nothing to do with the game itself. It's more likely to do with something I'm trying to do in Vice. There's a lot of weird messaging like that in Vice now and again. I still think it's something to do with this power up here, so I'm going to try changing that for an actual power up because I don't think it's got one at the moment. Yeah, okay. It's crashing every time. So what I want to first just quickly try is, oh damn it, what screen number is that? I want to say it's 13, but I'm not sure. I think it is 13. We'll know in a minute. So this is screen 6, I believe. Yeah, so that's 7. 13. All right. So if I look at screen 6 code, we should see registering a bonus here. But if I look at screen 13, nothing is registered. So I need to register that bonus in the init. So if I just put this in here like that, what is that? What are these two values here? Is that a position? I don't know what that is. That has to be the position, right? Hang on. Let's have a look at screen 6. This is the other problem when you do these things. No, 15. Yeah, it is. It's the value from here. Okay, so this is 13 bonus pod 2115. All right. So let's leave it as a speed and let's see now if just the fact that it could just it really be that simple that it's just not, it's trying to do stuff that unregistered power-ups basically. I know very little bit about this. How much is line by line? Because I might start and then that says you can be stuff. I'm not sure what you mean there. Let me go this way. Let me start again. I've gone the wrong way. I need to make sure I follow exactly the same steps. I'm not sure what you mean there. Could you just clarify a little bit what you mean? How much is line by how much is line by line? Oh, inputting code. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is pretty much line by line. This is all in assembly, so it's very rare that you get to copy large chunks of code around or anything. It's almost everything you do is kind of bespoke to that particular screen or that particular function. You do write a few other little things, but yeah, everything is pretty much line by line. If that's what you meant, I think that's what you meant. So the problem was, I'd come in here, I'd do all of this. See, now this is going to actually spawn a power up, okay, which it wasn't doing before. So that's the only difference now, is that instead of having no index at all, it now actually has an index. Still crashes. So it's not that. Okay, well that's good because at least it rules out that potential problem. So okay, cool. It's all right. I don't have very precise understanding sometimes either. I can get confused very easily. I can get distracted very easily as well, as most people will tell you on here. Address too large. Oh yeah, this is just because of the size of the thing I'm pushing into Vice. It's nothing to do with that. It's fine. That's absolutely fine. But again, this is in the multiplexer. in the sort routine is where it seems to be stuck. Let's go stop again. Or for F3. So it seems like it's actually stuck in the multiplexer. So let me try putting this in the debugger for the last 10 minutes. And repeat the same thing. Because I think it's getting stuck in the sort loop. I think what's happening is, and this is why we're seeing random kind of bugs when I'm messing with the multiplexer values. And I don't know why it's different when I grab that sprite down there, but for some reason, I guess it's the act of that sprite spawning on that screen, maybe. But what seems to be happening is there's a set amount of sprites, and then we move into another screen at just the right time, or with the right kind of values in memory, which causes the sort routine to get stuck in an infinite loop. That's what it's feeling like at the moment. Whether or not that is what's happening, I don't know. We'll find out in a second. Need to actually build the cartridge first. Has code been overwritten? No, I don't think so. I think it's getting stuck in an infinite loop, because every time I've checked some of the times I've checked, the first time I checked, the stat pointer was at 5 for some reason. I think that was something else, but I think this particular bug with the laser freezing is something to do with the multiplexer, which would make sense because we've been messing around with the multiplexer, and I was having issues with screens that had multiplex sprites on it, and the laser is a multiplexed sprite. So let's try this out. So I'm just going to put that in the middle there, and then it's not glitching all over the show. And let's go ahead and do exactly the same. Oh, can I shoot? Okay, I'm going to need to turn on both joystick ports. There we go. That way I'll shoot in whichever direction I'm facing. Okay, cool. So why it's not crashing it on that side, I don't know. So the only difference here is I've been shooting all over the place because it's part of my control. Ah, no, it is a CPU jam. Okay. So at this point, I can pause, and then I should be able to rewind it a little bit. There we go. Never remember what's the advanced button? No, not that one. Well, the CPU jam is the very last frame, right? So have a look at the stat point. So stat point says F4. We are currently at 620. I can see that there actually. Which would imply we came from 4B, 7B more than once, actually, looking at this. Twice for some weird reason. Okay, so let's go and have a look at 4B, 7B. It'd be 4B, 7. So 4B, 17 down from here. So it's this routine here. 4B0C. Thank you, Melhelm. Mahelm. Oh, God, I can't say that. I'm going to call you Marl. Thank you, Marl. Here we go. Look, interesting. So this is it is this here. 4BC0. Okay, so I'm gonna look at what's a 4BC0. 5D16. Okay, so that would put this in here, and I'm not seeing that anywhere in here. But it does imply that it's something to do with the multiplexer for sure. Let's look through the call stack completely. Okay, so 4D22, is that part of the multiplexer? No. Okay, this is somewhere else. So 4D22 is this one here. I'm not sure what that is. 4D. But I need to get my breakpoint labels working as well. They're broken at the moment. They have been for ages. I've just not bothered to fix them. It's getting more and more urgent that I do. 4D. Okay, swarm apparently. But this is not being used. So what would he be calling that? Oh no, sorry, laser. Here we go. I think this might be one for last time now. Next time, sorry. To say thanks for the follow. Yeah, I should, you know. I do like trying to say people's names though. But yeah, thank you for the follow. I do like to try and pronounce people's names, unless it's like not even in a Roman alphabet. Like I've had one that was, I'm sure it was Korean or something like that. I had no chance whatsoever. So this appears to be at the beginning of this section. Which is this bit here. Oops, wrong button. Okay, yeah, so this is that was that one there, then 4D6A. Because where is that one from? I know there's an RTS here. Yeah, something weird is going on because it's skipping directly to weird places. Like, why is 4D6A here when that would point to this line here? That just seems wrong completely. Then this is completely wrong, and then yeah, it's just something odd is going on with the stack. Jim Hamil. Huh? Okay, I think I'm going to call it a night there. So I've got an idea kind of where we're looking at. It definitely seems to be something related to the multiplexer. I still suspect that something is going wrong in this kind of either in the sort or in the draw function. When you switch screens, it's kind of messing things up and it's causing issues somewhere else. But we'll deal with that next time. It's fine. We've done all right. We've got the swarm working tonight, which was my aim, and we sorted out the initial multiplexer issues. But I still think there is another issue that I need to deal with. Let's go and find someone to raid. Let's have a look. Farrell's on. Yeah, Farrell's on. Let's raid Farrell. I like Farrell. What's she playing? Not sure why that is. One last quiz. All right, yeah. Let me stop and start. There you go. Oh, ST. Look at that. I'm not going to do the race though, so don't bet on the race because I will just be closing it. So you will lose any money if you bet on the race. So repeat, do not bet on the race. And as soon as this quiz is over, we'll go and raid Farrell, who plays lots of cool things. Really cool girl. Oh, well done, Steps. Stop, bring it down. One day. Okay, cool. Yeah, don't bet on the race because I'm gonna end it now. Okay, so we're gonna go and raid Farrell. Take care, guys, and I shall see you all on Saturday now. Take care. Bye.